Yo, John Fitch here. What's up, guys? It's Sunday. Sunday fun day. And I don't know. Did the markets just pop? I uh I don't know, guys. I just checked my phone a minute ago and I didn't realize there's been a massive sell-off of at least the cryptos today. Yikes. What's happening? Just a little dip or is this the one? Is this a precursor to what's coming with the stock market tomorrow? I don't know. The tariffs have been put in place, so maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. I haven't paid attention. I've been busy. I've been busy this weekend and I haven't been up with much. I gotta listen to some stuff tomorrow and see what's going on. But yeah, would not be surprised. How you doing? Hope you guys are good. Hope everything's been going well for you. I hope you're ready. I've been telling you to get ready for a while. Hope you're ready. Hope everybody's ready. Hope I'm ready. Man. But yeah, I was doing a seminar yesterday down in Visau. I'm not sure. And martial arts. It was a good little seminar. It was fun. It's not that far away. I've been doing some real decent trips. So like 3-hour drive was not a problem for me coming out of San Jose down there. It's pretty easy. Down, taught, came back, but I missed the fights. I missed all the fights because we had an early card UFC. So I wasn't catching that. And then BKFC. I tried to watch BKFC, but my computer, my laptop was acting up and I couldn't access stuff. So it just didn't happen. I was also exhausted and I kind of crashed out. JJG, yeah, damn. He says, damn, just checked and lost about 35%. Yeah, it was like a 107 very recently, I think. 107. And I think it just hit 92. I keep getting updates. Ether dropped like $1,200. Ether dropped like $1,200 since this morning, I think. Or yesterday, maybe yesterday. Dogecoin. I've been doing the Dogecoin just because I put like $5 into it. So if it goes to 1,000, we'll be all right. But yeah, so that's happening. Keep an eye on that. See what's going on. I don't know. I think you guys tell me because I haven't been reading much on it. But the tariffs put in, and there's some back and forth between Trudeau and the Mexican people arguing. Is that causing people to get nervous and they need their money, so they're pulling out of the Bitcoin? I don't know. Let's see this, or is this just the 4-year cycle pullback? What are no more shows on X? What does that mean? My show, I should be going on X. I should be on X unless I'm blocked there somehow. I think what do you mean no more shows on X? I should be on the X right now. But yeah, we're gonna talk about some other stuff, some different stuff. I wasn't expecting to talk about the money stuff and the Bitcoin and the crypto stuff, but we get forced into it. We'll kind of I'll just keep looking at it as the show goes by. It clocked Ether just hit like 2,200. Saying, I mean, interesting, guys. I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, look harder. Go to the actual thing and scroll down. It should be there. It should be on the X also. But it's good to have you here on the YouTube because you can interact. And people don't really comment. People don't comment when they're on the X. They're just lurking. I don't mind a lurk or two. It's fine. But yeah. No, I should be there. I went to my own profile and it's up there. It's there. So I should be there. All right, Goosetronics. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into it, right? This is kind of what I think is going on. I've talked about it on the show before. I think a lot of these promoters are doing. PFL is actually doing a show right now. Am I wrong with this? Like, I got them on YouTube. It says live, so I'm assuming this is not a replay or something. Kasangaway just almost mounted. Severa. Yeah, Wilson won the light heavyweight million. The PFL is dropping the $1 million to 500 next season, I guess. But we're gonna get into all that. So let's just get going, I guess. Let's just talk about it. So I mentioned PFL, and there's other organizations doing this also. UFC started it for a reason. It's a good reason. It's a magic trick, right? The UFC pulled a magic trick on everybody, and other people picked up on it. They started calling themselves a sports league. UFC started doing that, saying, "Oh, we're a sports league. We're different than we're different. We try to do things like other sports leagues, but they're not a league at all. They're in no way, shape, or form a league." I will say this very clearly to everybody. There is no such thing as a league in MMA. There are none. There are 0 leagues in MMA. They are promoters. There are only promotions. There are only promotions in MMA. There are no leagues. A league consists of multiple owners who have agreed to operate under one like sanctioning regulatory body, right? Such as the NFL. Like there's 30 plus teams in the NFL, and they are in agreement with each other. They have agreements with each other to operate under what the NFL says they need to do. Excuse me, right? So that doesn't exist in MMA in any way. They're just promotions. But the UFC pulled that magic trick on people, right, a long time ago in order to make people think that they were legitimate in an actual sport. They were trying to sell what they were doing. They're trying to sell what they were pushing forward, right? And don't say me take that the wrong way. Me saying it's not a sport has nothing to do with the fights not being real fights. No, there are MMA should be a sport. It was a sport before, but it's been monopolized, and now it's a production. It's a production now. But they have to yeah, what was I saying? So somebody said they're a sports monopoly. Who's a sports monopoly? UFC, yes, they are a sports monopoly. Let me see. Yeah, I think absolutely the governments can definitely manipulate the market, and it's cattle control. They're sheep. They're herding sheep. They can manipulate the market a little bit and scare people with other propaganda, and then people start selling, or start buying. All right, I got you. I got you up on MMA. Yeah, UFC 100%. It's not a sports league. There are no sports leagues in MMA. Okay, we get back on track. No, there are no sports leagues in MMA. Absolutely zero. Zero. But the spell is so powerful and so strong that I will talk to fighters and people who've been in the game for 10 years. And they will say, league. They will say, "Oh yeah, I got contact to this couple of the other sports leagues in the area or something." There are no leagues. There are no sports. There are no MMA leagues. They're promoters. They're only promotion. There's only promotion in MMA. There are no leagues. They could form one. You could get a bunch. You get a bunch of different MMA promoters together and be like, "Hey, let's start a league and have one unifying title." You know, and we each have our own stable of guys who fight for rank and then fight for that one title. That's a possibility. That's a thing that could happen. That would be a one way of creating a a free market in MMA. But the promoters don't do that. They'll never do that. They don't want to work with other promoters, and then they don't want the fighters to end up having a voice. So as a group, they don't want to have the voice. So here we are. UFC pushes league for a long time. A long time. People start to believe it, start using that language themselves. And then you have people like PFL calling themselves league. We are the Professional Fighters League. You're not a league. I think that's bizarre. It's insulting. You're like lying right to my face. It's a trans a trans sports organization. They identify as a league. They identify as a league, but they're not. They're not. Right? And there's a number of promotions out there that will use that league name. It's just a false way of try to legitimize themselves as something they're clearly not. Right? The promoters have spent a very long time since the beginning of creation. Promoters have been slandering boxers and boxing model so that people just think it's not good, even though it's just a free market. Fighters actually have choice. You can't force a person into a fight if they don't want to fight somebody. Like without mandatories, it's like the one thing you can do is put in mandatories, but you can't force people to compete. But yeah, they use the league terminology to trick people, but it's not a league. Right? And these promotions calling themselves a league, they're lying to your face. They're trans sports organizations. They're actually promotion. They're actually promotions. They were born promotions. They're biologically promotions, and they identify as a league. That's what's going on. Okay, they're not leagues. So remember that. So then you have this new group, GFL, right? Another person saying that they're a league, and they're rehashing an old idea that the IFL tried, right? And that was the International Fight League. That was started in like 2006, lasted a couple years. They showed unequivocally that people do not care at all about team fights. They don't care about this team versus that team at all. People just don't care. It didn't take off, and that was back in the day when things were very much more free market, because at that time period the contracts were much shorter, right? So you had much more opportunity to fight out your contract. It was the champions who didn't have much freedom, because when they won, they had to defend. Like they couldn't get out of that. So you had to like throw your last fight or something, and then that devalues you moving forward. So people didn't do it. But that's one of the tools they used to monopolize the sport was those never ending contracts for the champions. And then they just started making longer and longer contracts for everybody else, so that they could tie up, like in their words in the emails from the court case, they use those to tie up the fighters so they couldn't go anywhere else. They could starve them into forcing them into a bad bout agreement or a bad extension or something. And then Ben Welthwell was IFL way back when. But yeah, and they could use that to, they starve you. You don't fight for a while, and then you have to take whatever crappy deal comes your way because it's like you need to eat. Your family needs to eat. Uh, yeah, wait, you can't. You're not gonna. The only way to cut back on weight cutting. You're saying ONE FC had a death, so they cut back. They changed the weight cutting rules, which are just they just moved the weights up and then had some other bullshit. Whatever. There's always a way to sweat off water weight. It's dumb. Um, you really want to limit weight cutting, you add more weight classes. Okay, this is one of the things that boggles my mind. Okay, is people complain about there's too many weight classes in boxing. There's way too many weight classes. You can't keep up with so many weight classes. Well, guess what they don't do in boxing? They don't have drastic weight cuts. Boxers don't cut weight. You know why that is? Because there's so many weight classes. When you only have like 4 or 5 pounds between each weight class, like you have a lot of options. You could cut down 4 weight classes when they're like 3 and 4 pounds apart, right? But like guys don't really cut weight in boxing because they can fight a natural weight because they have multiple weight. They have a bunch of weight classes. That's the answer. So like people complain about too many weight classes, but they complain about cutting weight. Pick one. You literally have to pick one. What's the issue? It has to be one or the other. You have to have weight classes like every 3 pounds. Imagine if they had weight classes every 3 pounds, starting at for the men 125, 125, 128, 131, 134, 137, 140, 43, right? You understand what I'm saying? Like who's cutting massive amount of weight? You can fight relatively at your weight class. There's still going to be guys that might try it and do it, but when you have the ability to not deplenish yourself that much and fight closer to your weight, you will. I mean, I don't know. Boxing has weight classes, but they don't have massive weight cutting. Same thing with Muay Thai, right? I haven't heard of people cutting massive weight from Muay Thai. So what's the secret? Why don't those guys cut a bunch of weight? I'm guessing it's because there's so many weight classes. I think there's more weight classes. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong all the time, guys. I'm wrong all the time. In fact, I'll say right now, it looks like I may have been wrong. It's not done yet. I may have been wrong about the whole Doge, Elon Musk volunteerism thing. I was wrong because that seems like they are doing some decent things, cutting things. We'll see what the results are of that. Maybe that kills everything off. Maybe we are actually a communist country, and a lot of the jobs and things that we do are there because we need to find a way to get money to people, because otherwise we're going to be poor and in poverty or something. Maybe that's it. But I don't know. So, like one of the things I saw, you guys tell me if you've seen anything else. But I saw that they found that the Biden administration was going to send $50 million worth of condoms to Palestine. That's interesting. That's ridiculous. It's like, right? Like, yeah, because during war, when there's things blown up all around you, you know what the Muslims really love? Casual random sex and hookups. Yep. That's what's happening. That's important. We need to send them rubbers. What the hell? What the actual hell? So that's good. That's good. There's a few other things I think that they found, right? So yeah. I guess maybe I was wrong. I thought they wouldn't do anything. I thought it was just like a waste of time and energy. But they're making cuts. They're cutting things back. That's pretty cool. Okay, that's good. I think. We'll see though. We'll see because Who knows? Bitcoin's tanking right now, and we'll see what the stock market does tomorrow. Maybe some of those cuts weren't good. I don't know. Hindsight is 2020. You know they say, and I'm wrong about stuff. I can say that I get wrong about stuff sometimes. But yeah, we gotta price. I want to see if I want to keep price checking. I'm gonna look at my Robinhood. I went on to Coinbase, and Coinbase won't let you sell Bitcoin right now. You can't sell Bitcoin right now. That's messed up, isn't it? Isn't it messed up? If I have something I want to sell, but I can't sell it because they don't want me to, I think it's kind of messed up. JJG. I don't even know. This is what is going on with this post. You said, I'm gonna put it up just because. It says, I heard that some of the money Biden gave Ukraine went into Craig Jones' grappling match. They were his secret backers, and he tried to make it look like Saudi or Dubai money. That's weird. I don't even know what to say or think about that. Brian T says State Department send $40 to $87 million a week to NGOs in Afghanistan. Goes directly to known Taliban members because the State Department doesn't properly vet NGOs. How do I become an NGO? Do I got to grow my beard back? How do I do that? Can I be an NGO? I could use 87 million. Yeah, I think you're not wrong, Hamzamir, and I don't know if that's good or bad. Right? He said this administration will put us into the digital currency. BS. I that's what they're trying to do, but I'm not sure how or what's the benefit or what's the distraction. All right. So one thing that I know is this: if we go off of, because we don't produce much in America. We don't make anything. People aren't buying much from us. We have some exports, but not like we used to. We're not like a nation of creators, internet creators. We don't make stuff. And I think to correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, please. Most of what we're creating is technology, right, out of Silicon Valley. So we have that, but if I think that's why the market's dipped when the Chinese AI thing came, and they're like, oh, this is way cheaper to do and better. I think that's why markets dipped then too, because it's like, oh shit, the Chinese can do our best thing better than us. That's a problem, and if that thing that we do best is one of the only things we really do, that's a problem too, right? So if we go to a Bitcoin standard or a gold standard, even, that is a problem because we don't make anything. So anytime we spend Bitcoin or gold, it goes to other countries to make stuff, and eventually we're going to run out. We're not going to have any more because we don't have we don't have it coming in. We don't have it coming in because we don't make anything anymore, and it's going to take 20 years before we can get on our feet making stuff again. See, that's kind of a big problem, right? I think it's a big problem. So we're not making anything, and we're spending a lot of money on cheap things we don't need all the time as a country, not me. So we're just constantly sending our standard of Bitcoin and gold over to other countries. They get richer and we get poorer. And then we're third world real quick, I think, in that scenario. Because right now, our technology is not actually our number one thing that we sell, right? The number one thing we sell is debt, right? Paperbacks. The world runs on American paperbacks. So that's what keeps us rich and not needing to create and make anything. We don't have to make anything if you make the money. If you make the money, everybody has to come to you to get the money, just to get the money. So you're able to be rich and get other people's products. Everybody else makes the stuff and you just buy stuff. You become useless in that sense and not making anything, but you have the money because you make the money. That's what you make. So if we switch to a crypto backed like Bitcoin or gold backed dollar or silver backed dollar, that like in Wizard of Oz, the original Wizard of Oz, the book, then eventually we go broke because we don't make anything. So I don't know, man. I don't know if it's good if we go to Bitcoin standard. If we stay on the money and the dollar standard, though, if people just keep using US dollar as the #1 world currency, and especially if they cut rates, we're gonna have massive hyperinflation worldwide, global massive inflation worldwide. And if you do what probably should be done, and you raise rates, make high rates, and you stop and limit people being able to go into debt, make it harder for people to get credit cards, make it harder for people to get loans, stop the student loan, predatory loan garbage. If you do that, then there's a lot of people, a lot of Americans who are going to be hurting. They're going to be hurting bad because we don't make anything, so there's not any jobs for them. So a lot of these people are living paycheck to paycheck, or they're just putting everything on debt and paying the minimum right now. It's wild. Yeah, Coinbase. I mean, all of these, it's BS to ever have to have somebody else hold your coins for you, but you have to have a way to sell your stuff. I can't remember. It's a Liberty Jacks or something wallet. It wasn't even a wallet. It was a third party where it was an exchange where you didn't have to put any money on the exchange. I don't know. Is there anything else like that right now? I'm not neck deep in the Bitcoin space like I was 11 years ago. Right. 2017, the crypto space got weird and I just walked away. I stopped paying attention to it. I didn't like it. I just hodled. I just hodled. Right. So there's a lot that's happened since then. I'm not really up on, but yeah, I just kept Bitcoin or Coinbase because that was the original one I bought stuff with. And I figured it's the easiest way to keep track of it for tax bullcrap, but we'll see. And yeah, so it's, but yeah, they just can turn it off. You can't sell right now. We're not letting you sell. So if you put your life savings into Bitcoin and, okay, it went up. I think Bitcoin's way more resilient though. I don't think Bitcoin's going to drop. I think a lot of the shit coins, I think they will, but I don't think Bitcoin will. I think it's going to keep going. I think we're going to hit at least 120 on this bull cycle. I think, but I also think that 250 is within reason in the next 2 years because of how things are going. I think so. I think partially going to get pushed by inflation. All right, but let's go back. Let's get back to the stuff. I don't want to get too messed up in the financials of that stuff. But GFL comes along, right? And I've said this about all the other promotions. I've said this about promotion, right? So the only promotion that makes money is UFC. UFC makes money. They're the only one that makes money. They're the only one that's profitable. One championship. They've never turned a profit in their entire time. Bellator just died. They couldn't make money. They had ownership time changes once, and then they just got bought by PFL, and then they got shut down by PFL. Now PFL They're not keeping guys active. They're not fighting guys. They're not re-signing guys who had good contracts with Bellator. And now they're cutting their prize money in the tournament from $1 million to 500,000. So it seems like they're struggling. It seems like they're not doing great money wise, and they haven't turned a profit. They're not profitable, right? They probably would have closed down if it wasn't for the massive amount of Saudi Arabia money that they were given by investors. So now we have the GFL. Now we have the GFL, another league, another BS trans league, right? Because they're not really a league, they just identify as one. They are putting together a portfolio of fighters, a bunch of fighters who have names. They already have names. They have large social media followings. They have said that they're using those fighters that have large social media followings so that they get the most amount of eyeballs on what they're doing, right? So on paper, what they're doing, I called this out with UFC when they were getting ready to sell too, right? They're doing a lot of things that look great on paper, but why would you need to? Grandpa Fight League, that's hilarious. Why would you just want things to look good on paper instead of putting things in order so that they turn out great? Right? Let's what do I have the thing? I have the thing. We're gonna watch. Let's watch the promo. You guys want to watch the promo? All right. They did a promo where it's AI. It's all AI. So they didn't have to spend that much on this promo, right? They had some kid in his basement. You ought to know best, this ain't no Chat GPT or whatever, Grok or whatever they use these days in order to put together this promo reel. FGR with oh my goodness. But the appetite's massive. I practice the path of discipline. Each elbow's a prayer, every knuckle's a vow. Keep darkness in captivity so it may not devour my sanity, clarity, both teetering on the brink. I'm scaring me, apparently I'm bleeding black ink. I cradle the chaos, cradle the. Is this an AI song too? Oh my goodness. The monster tears at the seams, so I let it off the leash to defend my team. Protect your neck. Oh, so they've got a lot of old guys. A lot of old guys here. And right, so if you didn't know anything about fighting, you're like, wow, oh, cool. This is hot. This is good. This is great. Grandpa Fight League. They have the teams, so you think that they're telling you it's a league, and they have teams, so you think multiple owners, you think it's just like the NFL, NBA, whatever. It's not. They don't have any shows scheduled. They don't have anything put together, right? Nothing. And I mean, it's a team's all fake. So PFL, like I was looking at them earlier, and they had they had a 1.02 million subscribers, right? They have 1.2 million subscribers, the PFL, but they only had in the 300s. In the 300s, that's how many people were watching the event, the championship event. There's more of them watching on other platforms or something, maybe. I don't know. You'd think they'd have more than 330. I think right when I checked, it was 291. Kasagan away had won. and he's a very good, exciting fighter. Awesome fighter. He's a very good fighter. I hate that people throw exciting. Who cares? It's a fight. You win the fight or you lose the fight. You get beat up or you don't get beat up. Exciting, exciting, exciting. That's a spell too. See, we all get caught in these spells, man. Got to break the spells. It's a fight by definition. Fights are always exciting. Period. If you think different, you're probably dumb. You're probably a dumb person who falls for a lot of spells. They did that on the free trial. Yeah, they have no venues booked. They have no events booked yet. It seems like they're just dressing up a turd. Let me see if we can share more. But why? Why? Okay, let's look. Here we go. This is the web. We're on their website. GFL is revolutionizing. Revolutionizing, really? By doing exactly what the IFL did? Like 15 years ago? Really? Okay. GFL is revolutionizing combat sports with a global team-based league that shares 50% of event revenue with athletes and prioritizes their health, wellness, and retirement. By getting a bunch of retired fighters back in the cage, some of them that have issues, a lot of physical issues, really. I don't know. Skyrunning League unites fans and athletes, creating MMA's most passionate. Sounds good. Sounds cool. Oh man, yeah. That's gonna be awesome. It's just talking points. Talking points that sound good. Team-based league. So you're not a league. You're not a league. You're a promoter. You're a promoter with teams. You're one promotion with teams. Right? If you had different owners for each team, then you could be a league. How about you do that? Why don't you get different people to own each team? Then you would have something. That would be revolutionizing. That would be revolutionizing for the first time. And then give the athletes a collective bargaining agreement. That'd be revolutionizing. You share 50% of zero with the athletes. We share 50% of zero with the athletes. It all sounds nice, right? And there's the cities, the big cities. Then you get the people involved in them, which did not work at all for the IFL. 6 global arenas, but they don't have any arenas. They haven't had anything booked. They have no booked locations, like actual events planned. And they get as many of these recognizable old faces. I wonder if these guys got paid at all to do this, or they're just like promises. We promise that we're going to give you something as soon as we get money coming in or something, you know? They're not actually a league, right? They're not actually a league. They have no events planned. IFL produce talent. Yeah, they did have talent. Yeah, cool. You have good fighters. You have good fighters doing this stuff because they're trying to fight and make money and be active. But people don't really tune in to the team thing. You know, it's like, oh, I hope my team wins. No, you have a fighter. You have your fighter that you want to watch fight and win. You know, I don't know. I mean, I know you can get big events with in college wrestling. You know, they just had the Iowa Penn State duel the other day, and now you know you got what, 20,000 fans. You got a bunch of people in the stands, man. It's a basketball arena filled with people to watch that. But you have a lot of like school connections and history and stuff. Bring that in. I don't know if you can do that. Like this. Like, are there those places? Are they fight towns? Do people identify? You know, like, yeah, my people from this city are the best, toughest people. And then those people like live there. Do your fighters live there? I think that's a big thing too. Like Philly, like if you have a team from Philly and you had a bunch of fighters who lived and grew up in Philly, maybe, yeah, that might work. But I have a feeling that they're not doing that. I don't know. And then So it's like, why? Why? Why is the question? Why? Why are they doing all this? Why are they dressing it up? Why are they making it look all good? Money, right? Not money for the fighters, not money from viewership, not money from people buying tickets to the show, but investors. Investors, guys. People who have money, who want to be part of something hip and cool and whatever, who are greedy and want to make more money, they're gonna invest. They're gonna invest, right? I think all these promotions on some level, if not entirely, are operating on investment schemes, right? They're scamming investors. They're dressing up a turd to make it look so cool, and then getting a bunch of money from people, and then failing to deliver. Not delivering a good quality, solid product that gets people wanting to watch and partake and be involved in. That's my take of it, right? Um, JJG, you're not wrong either, right? He says new organizations are just laundering schemes. I think a lot. Not I don't think they're new. I think some of the old ones. I think there's some guys out there who a lot of what they're doing is some form of money laundering. They're getting large amounts of money from investors, and then there's a lot of food, beverages, other type of things, cash in hand stuff going around. I'm sure they got all kinds of dirty tricks where they can wash money, cartel drug money in some of these organizations. I don't think that's far fetched at all, man. Yes, investors. That's what I'm saying. It's like no one else makes these people don't make money, right? I think there might be some smaller shows that are profitable that do their own low level local type things. It's possible, but um no, these big guys are just laundering. I think they're laundering money or they're just running a scheme. They're finding a new investor, new investor, new investor, new investor. Investors never make their money back. It's got to keep getting more and new of them, more new ones. Yeah, UFC, and it's not even UFC has money in the PFL. It's Endeavor. It's the WME. It's the owners of the UFC. They own they own a lot. They own a lot. I talked about it last week. How much they own damn near everything entertainment related, you know? Take over the cartels. Don't take them over. Exterminate them. Exterminate the cartels. Get rid of the fentanyl. And then yeah, start making stuff. Dinobot is a good question, right? He's saying, sorry if you mentioned this already, but why does the PFL sign high profile fighters and not offer them fights? I for the name value, right? You sign the guy and you on paper, you're like, look at all these guys that we have. Look at their social media following. Look how popular they are. And then your investors like, oh wow, okay. Like they've got some top guys who people want to watch fight. These guys are stirrers. They're making things move. Okay, here's my money. But then the PFL doesn't give them fights because they don't want to pay them. They don't have the money to pay them. They need the money for the CEOs and the suits. That's my best answer. Yeah, new as in UFC competitors post. Yeah, 2012ish. Yeah, I think that the monopolies really started setting in 2010. Right. Yeah, the bigger regional shows because they keep things small and they don't have to pay the fighters as much, but you can get a lot of local support in shows and fights. 23 events by the PFL. Yeah, I haven't seen any PFL fights. I know about it because 2010 because they had already bought Pride. They'd already bought UWEC. I think they'd already put a number of other people out of commission with a little help from what do you call them? The athletic commissions, right? They'd already kind of taken everybody out, and there was only Strike Force left, and I think they had already kind of solidified uh, their championship clause agreements because I think after BJ Penn, like he won welterweight and then went somewhere else because he offered more money. Well, that ended with him because then they put in the championship clause where if you won the belt, you had to defend it with them at that point. Yeah, I'd say I don't know why we don't see Middle Eastern. I mean, because you have to have get the fighters, and I guess you have to fly out the fighters from other places. They don't have a ton of fighters there. I don't know why there's not a lot of promotions in the Middle East. They do have some, but not many. 2011 March was the end of it. But they had put things in motion, right? I think the like the contracts and the merchandising agreement, the video game agreement, all the contractual things they had been doing is what led to a lot of the other finalized buys and stuff that they did. They all, Hamzamir, they all work for the UFC behind the scenes. All of them. Everybody. No one is going after the UFC or competing with the UFC or trying to, they all are holding the UFC's nuts, which I think has something to do with Endeavor. I think they've been involved with UFC since the Fertitas took over. I don't think it wasn't just like, oh, they're successful, so we're going to buy them now. I think they used Fertitas as a front. They used Fertitas as a front to keep it private, so they could do a lot of their shenanigans behind the veil of a private company. And that's what I think had happened. Right. So that's my take. It's a big scam. they're scamming the promoters, not promoters. The promoters are scamming the investors. Right? They're scamming the fan base by tricking you into calling them leagues, by tricking you into saying, "Oh, what an exciting fighter," rather than "What a good fighter! What a good fighter!" Yeah, Risen. I keep hearing good things about Risen, but I don't ever know when their fights are. I haven't seen any of their events. Yeah, but Jordan was kind of a slime ball, though. He was a slime ball, not kinda. He's absolutely a slime ball. So other than that, guys, we have hearings. We have hearings this week for the class action lawsuit. Right? We're see if the settlement gets approved by the judge. We'll know this week. We'll know by Friday. There'll be a lot of guys who need help, need money, and this will help them a great deal. So that's a good thing. Hopefully, the Carlas out there won't mess things up with their uselessness. Brian T, I think you are right over the target with that. That's a good point. He says the typical UFC fan is as obnoxious as a Taylor Swift fan, right? I kind of think you're right. They're awful. Like I said whatever about the Umar and Marab fight. Like I love Marab. Marab is awesome. He's great to watch. I think he's funny. He's awesome fighter. He did amazing against the clown hair, and they had a good fight. Umar and him had a good fight, but I thought that the first 3 rounds were to Umar. I don't think it was a. I said many times I don't think it was a butt whooping. I thought it was very close, razor thin, but I had it in my head that Umar had won, and people lost their minds, like absolute retarded stuff. It's so strange. It's so weird for me to hear people just have such weird reactions. And the big tells for a lot of it were like so many people were like, "Oh, somebody lost their bet." I was like, "Man, you're just like pathetic gamblers. It's awful. You just have nothing in your life and you just gamble on things, hoping that you'll by chance win a bunch instead of producing something, instead of being good at something. I'm just going to gamble." I don't think Nate's out of the lawsuit. He's I mean, he was a part of the identity class, and the identity class did not get class certification. So technically he was, but he had helped with the case for, more than 10 years. He's been very involved and helped all along the way. So the lawyers had asked, that's part of the things that we're going to find out this week, had asked that Nate also get an award for his efforts and his time that he spent helping the case along. So it's up to the judge. You're not wrong, JJ. Yeah, exactly. I love MMA, but I hate talking to UFC fans because they don't even know anything about the sport. It's pro wrestling to them. They're not MMA fans. They're pro wrestling fans. It's just another form of pro wrestling to them. They don't train. They don't know anything that's not told to them through the screen. Yeah, there's a lot of good guys that fought for Bellator back in the day. I think maybe you're misunderstanding what he said by he's out. Like, yeah, he's not a part of the bout class. He's not a part of the bout class. So technically he is out, but they're still um requesting the judge allows him an award also. But yeah, and then I got a seminar. I got a seminar next weekend also. So I'm gonna do a little trip. To Vegas. Me and the lady, the doggo, we'll be hanging out. I'll have to put on some decent clothes to go into the courtroom and see what the judge has to say. Hopefully things go well because there's some guys who need the assistance. All right, so Bitcoin holding pretty good at Bitcoin. It's not dropping like Ether and the other stuff. But yeah, guys, that's about it. So MMA promoters are not leagues. They're not leagues. There's never been a league in MMA ever. Yep, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. They have TikTok brain. All right, guys. I think that's about it. You guys got anything else? Any other any juicy tidbits you guys want to throw out there? Did I miss any questions from before? No super chats, I see. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Right, it helps out quite a bit when I get the likes, because the YouTube, the Twitter, X, the Instagram, they don't like me. They don't like me. There's a lot of people that just think I'm difficult and they want me to shut up. They don't want anybody to they don't want anybody to hear me say stupid things that I'm usually not wrong about. But Jordan talked shit. He talked shit. He said he didn't want me. Hamzamir. Yeah. Bjorn was a douche. I don't like him at all. I didn't like him at all. I think you're right about the Spike TV whatever thing. I don't think Bjorn did a good job. King Mo has nothing but negative things to say about him, saying he's a scammer and stuff. I think a lot of it had to do with Spike TV. I think you had an audience of people who were still watching Spike TV from UFC days. And because of that, like Bellator fell into a good spot because those people were already primed and ready for MMA. So they were happy to watch Bellator, and they stayed to watch Bellator. Fight promotion, Brian T. Don't stop saying league, guys. We got to stop saying league. Got to break the spell. Got to break the spell. It's not a league. All right, guys. Yeah, there's another card this next weekend, so I probably won't even see that. So we'll probably have to talk about seminar and antitrust stuff next week. We'll see. We'll see what's up. But good talking to y'all. I'm hungry. I need to get some food. All right. I'll check you guys later. All right. Have a good one. We'll have to keep our eyes out on the markets. All right.